Hello, and thank you for joining us on CITAM ChurchOnline. My name is Nigel Mello, and you are watching the Asian Persuasion Show, which is a show that is aimed at getting to know our Asian brothers and sisters and what they do, the positive impact that Asians have had in the nation of Kenya. With me today is a lovely lady by the name of Paloma Fernandez. She is the CEO of the Cereal Millers Association of Kenya. Welcome, Paloma. It's a joy to have you here with us. Paloma, please, would you like to tell the audience a little bit about yourself? Who is Paloma and what are you all about?
Thank you very much, Pastor Nigel. Happy to be on the show. So who is Paloma? Paloma is just very passionate about everything that she does. She believes very deeply in integrity and credibility in whatever she does. I was born in Nanyuki. My father, John Gomez, and my mother, Annie Gomez, were missionaries.
Wow.
And so they came all the way from Goa and spent most of their lives in central part of Kenya, building schools, schools and teaching children, and especially with a lot of emphasis on the girl child.
Really?
I have two sisters, Desiree and Fabiola. And then I'm married to Ian Fernandez, and I have two beautiful daughters, Georgia and Kaylee.
Wow.
So that's my family.
Thank you, Paloma, for letting us into your world a little bit. But when I hear the name Paloma Fernandez, doesn't sound very Indian to me. Yeah. Tell us what's up with that.
So that's not the first time I've heard this question. Paloma is actually is derived from a Spanish word. It's a dove. It's a white dove.
Oh, wow.
Meant to symbolize peace, love, forgiveness.
Like in the Bible.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. Although I'm actually Goan, from Goa, from the state of Goa in India, but having born and brought up in Kenya.
Wow, yeah. Wow. And I understand that Goa has a rich Portuguese heritage. Would you happen to be able to tell us a bit about that?
Yes, Goa is actually very distinct. You know, we were colonized by the Portuguese in the 1500s.
Wow.
And along with conversion came religion to Christianity. I mean, we were converted to Christianity. And that's why we seem to have had a lot of the blend of cultures between the Portuguese and the Goans.
Right.
And that's why I think we're quite different.
Fantastic. Now, Paloma, if you were doing a sales pitch for Goa, what are the key pointers or what are the key selling points of, you know, if you want to encourage somebody to go on a holiday to Goa, what would be the key things that you would come to mind?
Yeah. So I think the first thing that would come to my mind are the people of Goa.
Yeah.
They are the friendliest people you'd find.
Wow.
They have so much love to give. And although Goa is really small, it's so rich in, you know, culture, music, food. In Goa, most of the houses, every household probably has a musician.
Wow.
It's just something that is so, the Goans love their music, they love their song, they love life. And that's what would be the biggest selling point for Goa.
Now, Goa is, it's on the Arabian Sea. That tells me a little bit about maybe food culture. Are you guys predominantly, you know, pescatarians? Do you enjoy fish?
Yeah.
As is
So I think one of the things I could say is that, and I might be biased, but Goan food is probably some of the best that you've ever tasted. It has a really nice blend of the Indian spice, a bit of the Portuguese kind of, you know, the fish and the meat.
Okay.
But the most important thing that we talk about Goan food is that it's made with so much love, and that's why it becomes so tasty.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's a nice blend of different cultures, Indian, Portuguese. It's nice.
What's your favorite dish among all the Goan cuisine?
So for all our feasts, when we celebrate feasts in every village in Goa, there is one dish that has to be made, and it's made from pork, and it's called sorpatel.
Heard of this one?
Yes. And you can either eat it with a little ugali version of something we call a sana, or a pulao.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's amazing. Paloma, is there a big Goan community here in Nairobi? Do they ever gather together? And what's your role in that?
Yeah. We have a small community, probably about 500 people.
Okay.
But you know what? We have such a strong sense of community, even being so small.
Yeah.
We have 2 social clubs.
Wow.
We have the Goan Institute in Konkani,
Yes.
and we have the Goan Gymkhana on Museum Hill.
Uh-huh.
So these are more the social and
Yes.
sporting clubs.
Okay.
Goans are very good in sports, and
Right.
so this was one of the ways of bringing them together through
Yeah,
sport.
yeah.
Also encourage them to be active.
Yes.
We also have a lot of celebrations of our village feasts, religious functions at
Okay.
the institutes,
Okay.
and that keeps the community together.
Yes.
On the other side, we have the Goan Welfare Society that kind of looks after the welfare of the Goans, and this is health, education.
Mm-hmm.
I've been involved in both of these. I was the vice chairman of the Goan Institute and also the secretary of the Goan Welfare Society.
Right.
Last year, my sister was the chairperson of the Goan Welfare
wow,
Society.
that's
So it
fantastic.
kind of runs in the family.
My goodness,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I think our audience has really gotten to know a little bit, a lot about the Goan culture and community. Is there a special way, or do you have a special language apart from, I know Hindi is the national language of India, but does Goa have its own kind of, separate language?
Yeah, actually we do.
Yeah.
It's called Konkani.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because it's a mix of a lot of languages, has a bit of Hindi, has
Right.
a bit of Arabic, has a bit
Oh.
of Portuguese.
Okay.
And people in the north of Goa and the south of Goa, actually, they spend a lot of time making fun of each other because their language sounds so different. Like if I were to say hello, I
Yeah.
would say Keshaha.
Yeah.
I'm from the south of Goa.
Yeah. And we people from the north would say Kohairetu or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
that sounds so strange.
I hear you, Paloma. I hear you. Oh, well, thanks for letting us get into that. I just want to pull up a picture that's been trending on social media. Now, this looks like a very interesting handshake that you're having here at State House with the president. Would you like to tell me about this? Are you vying for a political seat, or what's happening here in this picture?
Okay, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the maize subsidy. And where we could manage to get prices down from 230
Yes.
to about 100 shillings.
Yes.
So I think Nigel, a lot of our consumers have not been able to afford prices of maize anymore.
Yes.
So
Yes.
as the Milling Association, we
Right.
have worked closely with the government to try and get the prices down to an affordable level for our consumers.
Wow. And so you're in a big way involved in that from where you sit. Could you tell us a little bit about that, in as much as we'll talk about that in the next episode?
Yes. I mean, for us at the Cereal Millers Association, we strive to provide safe, affordable and nutritious food.
Mm-hmm.
So here was an opportunity for us to make the food even more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something that we wanted to do for our consumers.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I know I missed this question when we got into language, but allow me to come back to it, because I think there's something interesting that I want to hear from you. You were born and brought up in Nairobi. Please tell me you speak at least kidogo Kiswahili.
I'm an 844 student. So I had to do 4 books of grammar in Kiswahili. So I
right.
should have a good knowledge of Kiswahili.
Okay.
But
Any other languages?
Yeah, interestingly, I was born, like I said, I was born in Nanyuki.
Yes, yes.
And for many years, the only language that I spoke was Kikuyu and a bit of Kiswahili.
Okay.
And I remember walking on the streets one day when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little chokora on the side of the road.
Mm.
And he looked at me and he said, Muindi wewe.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at him and I was in shock, and I looked around me and I was thinking, who's he talking to? Because I'd never realized at that point there was something different from me and all my Kikuyu friends from school or from home.
Oh my goodness.
So then when I came home and I was really disappointed, and I came and I sat down with my dad.
Yeah.
And I said, he just said Muindi to me.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then my dad sat me down and he said, you might be Muindi. So that's when I realized there was actually a difference between me and my Kikuyu friends.
That's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
So you've lived in Kenya all your life. Paloma, what are some of the most amazing things that you love about Kenya and the Kenyan people?
What I love about the Kenyan people, and I've always said this, is they are the most resilient people on earth.
Yeah.
They go through so much,
Right.
but they have a smile on their face at all times. They're peaceful, they're loving people, they have so much love to give. And I think that's what draws me so much to the Kenyan people.
From your Catholic Christian upbringing, would you have a verse from the Bible that would help us in this season to foster a spirit of love, joy, peace, and unity from yourself, Paloma, at a very personal level?
So I think there are many Bible verses that inspire me.
Yeah.
But one that would stand out at this time would probably be the one from Matthew, chapter 25. You know, whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers,
Yes.
that you do unto me.
Yes. Oh, amen. And how profound. Thank you so very much, Paloma, for your time, for sharing your home, your family with us, and just even your love for the Kenyan people. To our lovely audience, thank you so very much for joining us on this episode. And if you do have any questions or comments for Paloma, please write them down, or feel free to send them on our various social media platforms, and we'll make sure that Paloma gets them. Please also do join us for our next episode, where we'll be discussing or getting to know Paloma at a professional level. So if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to our channel, but also follow us on all our social media platforms. God bless you, and thanks for being here with us on the Asian Persuasion Show.